We met our political and military objectives.
Dr. Jaishankar's speech was very effective, very strong, and absolutely in a very well-rounded manner conveyed India's objectives and India's horror. The whole nation was with the government on the absolutely bestial killing of the tourists, innocent tourists in Pahalgam. And I think the first step that India took in the CCS meeting, not only to deciding to convey to the world, number one, deciding to convey to the world that India will not tolerate terror and there will be a response, and the immediate decision of putting the Indus Waters Treaty in abeyance. That is a very important aspect which has shaken Pakistan to the core, because we know that this was being talked about in India for a long time, at least since 2009 it's been under discussion, but it's only now that the government has taken this very strong step that not only will they put it in abeyance, but it will remain in abeyance till there's verifiable proof that Pakistan has given up terrorism, support for terrorism as a state weapon. And I think this is very important how we explained it and how we tackled the global media, tackled the UN Security Council, and tackled all the important governments around the world, to explain to them India's response and how India was going to do this. So it was a very, very effective method, and the actual carrying out of the response from between 7th and the 9th, 10th of May. This was another very important manner in which all this was explained, that we were able to, we had very specific objectives, important and key objectives, but very well pinpointed. And these were achieved in that absolutely pinpointed and skill-driven approach. And we were able to show that based on our own Made in India trajectory, we were able to effectively counter the terrorism infrastructure that is there in Pakistan, north to south, whether it is Bhagalpur or Murid ke others. And secondly, when Pakistan did not accept that this was our response to the 22nd April massacre, and Pakistan launched its diverse attack on India, which we were able to fully retaliate with without any loss of people, any loss of any major assets. Then on 9th and 10th, we did the counter, destroying most effectively their air bases, their nuclear command and control structure, and in fact, crippling them, making it totally ineffective, destroying their air defense systems, so they could no longer react. And then the Pakistan DGMO came to India asking for a ceasefire, and we accept.
Okay. Now, going back to General Chauhan, sir, another development that has taken place, and then I'll come back to the debate on Operation Sindoor, is the mastermind of the Pahalgam has been
killed today. Yes.
Killed today, sir. Now, there is one very important piece of information that I want to share with you, sir. And, and that important piece of information is about technology. And it says, and let me read it out to you, because, ultimately the wars are being fought differently. According to sources, Indian security agencies got strong clues about Chinese ultra-radio communications being active, one. Secondly, after which the operation was carried out, Lashkar used this Chinese ultra-radio for encrypted messages. In 2016, it was called WYSMS. So, which means that for the operation which took place, sir, in Dachigram, there was a technical breakthrough, and hence we succeeded. Sir.
Karthik, you're absolutely right. And firstly, I agree with Ambassador Sikri with her contention that the situation, the events that took place post Operation Sindoor to reach out to the countries were very, very effective. And we were able to pass our message across that we will not deal with a terrorist nation. And also about Operation Sindoor. Now, you have to understand that when we went into Operation Sindoor, we were quite clear that China and Pakistan are in sync with each other and in technical sync and now fully integrated with each other. So the idea that a superpower like China is in integration with a terrorist nation and help them completely in dealing during Operation Sindoor. So what we did during Operation Sindoor actually gave us a great deal of information about how China is actually using its weapon systems, is using its different kind of systems, and we were able to bypass them effectively. So Operation Sindoor not only met all the aims that we had with dealing with Pakistan, but it also met another aim plus, That means we came to know how Chinese equipment functions. And for that, that's a very huge aim plus. And we also came to know how to deal with Chinese equipment and how to bypass Chinese equipment. And that is how we've been able to bypass Chinese equipment and kill the mastermind of the Pahalgam terrorist attack. So these are all huge issues, Karthik. The idea that we are moving and we have the ability and the agility to deal with situations on you know and to change our tack. And that's what the CDSF also, if you remember, he said in Singapore that on the first day, maybe there were a few mistakes, but we made sure that those few mistakes were covered up and we were able to deal with them in such a manner that by the end of the 88th hour, Pakistan was actually on its knees. And there was no way Pakistan could have recovered because we had destroyed completely Pakistan's ability to stop our domination of the airspace, stop our domination of Pakistan targets. And Pakistan had no way that their air defense could not have functioned after that. So clearly, Karthik, the whole idea is that India is on a learning curve. The last 5, I would say 10 years, I have seen a huge amount of change as far as our infrastructure is concerned. You're aware that before I commanded Assam Rifles, I was the DG, I was the GOC of 1 Corps. I was also the GOC of 8 Mountain Division, which is deployed in Kargil sector. And the entire area where my division was deployed has undergone a huge change, both in the infrastructure, both in technology, both in better equipment. And we are now able to, in that area, make out exactly what Pakistan is trying, because we were always holding the watershed and we are looking into Pakistan, but we didn't have the technical equipment to actually find out what exactly there was. For example, at the Chor Batla Pass, we are looking across almost 10 to 14 kilometers inside. And now we can make out completely, and it gives us a very clear picture of how Pakistan is, how it's reacting, where is it going to move. And
Okay.